Hey everyone, this is James. It's April 15th, about 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's video is going to be earlier than usual because I live in Florida and we have a really bad storm heading our way. And if I have connectivity issues with my internet, I don't want to not be able to put out a video tonight. So I'm just going to do that. The storm is supposed to hit about 7 in a couple hours, and I don't want to be out of power, not be able to do that or not out of power, but just having issues with my internet and not be able to upload a video. So this is the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin. This is BTC USD on the Bitfinex exchange. And what every single bar represents that you're looking at right now is a 4-hour time frame between buyers and sellers. So basically what's happening in the marketplace. First of all, this is not investment advice. Second of all, I like to just talk about the overall trend on Bitcoin. And the overall trend, okay, even with the recent activity, we still have a series of lower highs and lower lows, okay? So we're still in a downtrend. Now we're trying to fight that downtrend, all right? So it's not about you know, I think like some people think like I'm only bearish on Bitcoin. And first of all, that unfortunately is, you know, if that's what you take away from these videos, then I feel sorry for you, because if you've been investing for a long time, or as you do get, you know, more tenured in trading and investing, you're going to realize one thing. And the only thing that matters is how fluid you are to the market. So as the market changes, you have to change your strategy. So you're never necessarily a bear or a bull. Yes, the overall trend may be bearish, and yes, you may be looking for an opportunity that is going to be a bullish, like long setup, for example. But if you're a trader, you know, a new trader or new investor, whichever stance you want to take, short-term, long-term, and your stance is only, you put a flag in the ground and this is it, it's either bull or bear, then you're going to have a bad time, a real bad time. And if you're watching these videos and that's all you're taking away and you're not hearing the underlying message, because I do spell it out pretty easy for both sides, at least I think so. If you're not getting that underlying message, maybe you need to watch the video one more time and really listen to what's going on there, okay? So I don't necessarily take a stance. I'm just talking about the overall market, and you can clearly see that we're still in a bear market, all right? There's no argument there. The only way that's going to change is if we create higher highs and higher lows, right? It's literally that simple. So when you're looking at this chart, you can clearly see what's occurring in the market, showing that sellers are dominating the market, okay? Yes, we had one big spike here, all right? And it was a big volume spike. I mean, almost 9 billion, I think, is what it traded in a 24-hour time frame across all exchanges for Bitcoin. And that's just based on the dollar. So now, as we've progressed higher, that volume has started to shrink back down to about 5 billion. And it's kind of, you know, it's kind of just like hovering right around that zone. So, and as price is going up, if volume's shrinking, that's typically not a good sign. Now, I don't get fixated on volume. I trade specifically on my lines, specifically on frequency, and that is it. All right. I don't trade on news. I don't trade on volume. I don't trade on lagging indicators like relative strength, MACD, TSI, etc. And I use bars. I don't use candles, point and figure, or anything like that. I know how to use the rest of them, but this to me makes it as simplistic as possible from my analysis. And if you have something that works for you, no matter what it is, it could be completely opposite of what I'm doing. It's not wrong. Okay, if it works for you, it works for you. Stick with it. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. If you want to learn new strategies, do it in a play account, and that's it. You know. But anyways, my point is that the overall market is bearish, right? There's no argument there. What's currently happened after the bubble euphoric state, where price got completely out of control, the media hyped everybody up, they trapped as many retail traders as they could. They call them guppies in the industry, and they got hammered. They got absolutely hammered. They're called bag holders, you know, and they basically get to hold the bag of nothing as they have to suffer, unfortunately, the downtrend. And but anyways, let me just hop over to what's currently happening, all right? So I've talked about if we broke about the 8,300, we would continue higher. We did that. Now you see exactly where we're at, all right? Price is getting very stretched. price is getting stretched. You can see it in the volume starting to dissipate. All right, so as price is going up, volume is shrinking. It's typically not a good sign. Now, like I said in yesterday's video, I'm expecting a pullback. From that pullback, I do think that price is going to continue higher. Price is either going to do one or two things. We're either going to break the high that we just set here, which is right around 84.58, 84.50. Let's just call it 84.59, just to round it up, like 20 cents. So we're either going to take this area out right here, or what's going to happen is as we correct, we are going to go like this, create a lower high, and then continue a repetition of a pretty common pattern in Bitcoin where we have these long range bars. We have this nice spike, right? We have a consolidation, another spike up, a high, boom, boom, lower high, and then we travel downward about 2 times the distance under the low. Okay, the same thing here happened. You know, this one wasn't so, this one actually put in a little higher high, but on the bigger picture, we had a lower high and then continued downward 2 times the distance, all right? Same thing here where we had a rally, price got extremely stretched and did not even provide the correction. It just immediately wiped out all the gains, okay? So the reasoning on why I'm reluctant to be like, hey, this is the bottom, you know, and stick that flag in the ground that this is the end of a multi-month bear market, just goes against my logic, right? I would rather sit back, watch how price pans out, watch what happens in the marketplace, and then make my decision after I see where the chips fall from there. So what I'm looking for is a higher high and a higher low. Higher high over 9,200, higher low over 64. Let me see real quick. 64.25 on Bitfinex. So that's what I'm looking for. All right. I come from a different background though, man. I know there's a lot of people watching these videos that are cowboy traders and they're all in. And that's it, you know, and they'll whip their portfolios back and forth. And at the end of the year, they'll be happy if they're broke even. But they had a wild ride and it's more of an adrenaline rush to them. So, or they just blow their account completely out. I know lots of people that do that, make tons of money real quick and then blow their account out because they never really have an investing strategy. So what I find works for me is I wait for my logical assumptions to start to line up. And as they do line up, then I feel confident and I enter the market. Am I always right? No. You know, nobody's always right. But the thing is that we all have our different systems. So that's why I'm a little more reluctant on calling this area. I also come from a background of managing, you know, multi-million, tens of millions of dollars. And when you start to make those transactions into a marketplace, you can influence the marketplace. But at the same time, too, you're not only managing your money, you're managing other people's money. So you can't just cowboy in like a maniac. I don't know any top traders in the world that do that, right? They might do it with a small portion of their funds and they'll cowboy them around and they'll blow those accounts out most of the time. They'll make a ton of money and they never know when to call it quits because greed is always a big factor no matter what you do. But anyways, I don't want to digress on all that. I'm just trying to, you know, let everybody understand on why I'm reluctant to call this. First, we see the high bars, right? We've seen these wide range bars. I call them push bars, where they push the market one way, and then the big money comes in and just dumps into it. And you can clearly see the repetition of this. This would be the fourth iteration that we're on right now. So anyways, let's talk about the lines now. So we have the uptrend line, the orange line set, just cutting through price action, right? This is just me just framing in price, seeing what it's doing. Right. I believe that once price breaks this line, we're going to have the deeper correction, the correction that I'm looking for. That correction is possibly going to bring us down into about the mid 7,000 range. And then from there, we should continue higher. And like I said, we'll either take this out or we'll put in a lower high and roll over and do the same thing we've done previously. If we do not do that, then obviously there's more positive energy, there's more buyers coming into this market, and we will take out this 9,200 zone, okay? So it's not about being bearish or bullish. It's about watching price action framing it in as best as you can based on your analysis, making your logical assumptions, watching those logical assumptions start to fall into place, and then make an educated decision. Don't just jump on it and say, oh yeah, it's going to the moon, and then you jump in and you don't know. You get hammered right out, and you've seen it. This is the fourth iteration, like I said, in this market. So anyways, hopefully all that makes sense to everybody. Another thing too, not to make a video as long as I possibly can, but the sentiment in this market is just crazy bullish. It's wildly bullish. It's the only market I've ever seen that goes down and everybody talks about like they're guaranteed to make tons of money, and Lamborghini dreams are for everybody that enters into this market. All right, we see guys coming out with like $250,000 per Bitcoin. I see the $1 million. That one always gets me, the $1 million. I love those. But anyways, the point is, like, not that I'm necessarily making fun of anybody, not that I'm saying the market cannot go to those highs, but this is the only market I've ever seen dive bomb the way that it has, and everybody that's talking about it, in the media, a lot of people, on social media through the videos and the charts that I see are all moon. Now I know that's what sells, and I know that's why my viewership and my subscribers are much lower than those individuals, because I'm not hyping it up. I'm trying to keep it as realistic as possible and as objective as possible, so anybody playing both sides of the market can take advantage of the information that I'm giving out. And if you can't do that, like I said, you should really watch the video twice, because there's a message for both sides in these videos. Like I said, it's a free video. I'm not here to give you investment advice. I'm not here to walk you through the trade. All right, I have a site for that, geometriccharts.com. If you want more information on there, you can visit that. But other than that, these videos are designed to help people that are playing both sides, or people that are just sitting on the sidelines trying to make their own logical assumptions before they do make a big investment, okay? So anyways, this market has so many bullish people in it, and normally what happens is that sentiment has to be reset in markets for sustained runs. So for example, like the stock market is taking a big hit recently, and you could see all the media. I mean, it is completely negative. It is end of the world for the US stock market. It is the destruction. It's absolutely crazy. Like the chaos is absolutely crazy. But as that sentiment changes, that's what we need to refresh the market. Right? We need that chaos to refresh the market. And as people get whipped out, and as people jump to the sidelines because they're scared, they don't know what to do, they've just been tossed around in a washing machine, then as the market starts to go back up, because all the big money's come in and they've started accumulating billions and billions of dollars, then the small traders that just got whipped out, right? Everybody that was extremely bearish starts to come back into the market, and that lifts the market up, and that takes the market to new highs. And that's what you do in market. That's basically the human psychology behind the markets, is this sentiment. So if everybody's telling you like, hey, this is the best thing since sliced bread, you just put your money in, you're guaranteed to get rich. And I've heard so many guarantees, especially in this market as it's come down. It's crazy. I know people liquidating their retirement accounts to put it all into here. Okay, they're literally taking every dollar they have and just dumping it into Bitcoin as it is the most guaranteed investment vehicle out there, okay? That's crazy. Like the lunacy, it's insane. It's like, I can't even comprehend it, that there's no asset that I would tell like everybody to liquidate everything and just dump it into one thing. Even the stock market, we're entering a bull market, I think a multi-year bull market, maybe a bull market that lasts a decade. We got artificial intelligence, we got so many different things. But anyways, machine learning, blah, 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 the whole tech thing, the whole tech boom, it's going to continue booming. You can see it. But anyway, I don't want to digress onto the stock market. The thing is that as this market has come down, I feel like the bullish sentiment is just increasing and skyrocketing. And, from every other market I've ever seen in my life. I've just never seen anything like this before. And it does not mean that necessarily has to go down, but I think there's a higher likelihood that we are going to more than likely shake this market up more. Like, this market's going to get shaken up more is what I meant to say. To refresh that sentiment, to beat out as many people as possible during the accumulation phase of big money, before price really does start to get to those 25,000, 50,000 figures, you know, if it truly is going to, right? I don't want to talk about pie in the sky, because I think that's crazy to talk that far in the future. What we have to do is take it day by day, week by week, month by month, and that's it. And we see where we go when we make our projections from there. You don't just say it's going to 50,000 and make a buy, and you literally have nothing to go off of. So anyways, you know, that's my whole logical reasoning behind it. I see what's happening. Okay. I'm not saying it looks bad here. The only thing that looks bad is that we had this big bar. We had a run up, volumes decreasing. All right. I've seen this this is the fourth time now, like I've said multiple times, and every single time it's ended up horrible for investors, right? It's ended up horrible for the small traders who are trying to earn money to change their life. And unfortunately, they're getting beat and they're getting tricked into a highly manipulated market. But it does not mean the bottom's not in. Like I said, okay, I'll go over the numbers one more time if you're still hanging in there. We have to break the 9,200 zone. We break the 9,200, we have a higher high, right? We create a higher low. Above 64.25, we have a higher low. Then we start the trend of an uptrend in the market, and it's good, you know? And I can't wait to talk about a bullish market, right? That's what I'm waiting to talk about. It's not that I want to see the demise. Like I said, I know people that are in this market. I know people that are heavily in this market. The last thing I want to do is see people lose money. Somebody has to lose money, but I don't want to see people do it, you know? So anyways, that's it for tonight. I kind of went on a rant. You know, this is Sunday, so hopefully everybody forgives me. Hopefully everybody's able to take some, you know, some education away from this video. I try to give as much as I possibly can in these videos, you know, that I disseminate throughout the social media and my websites. If you're interested in cryptocurrency and trading cryptocurrency, I have a free Slack channel that's available to everyone. There's over like 200 and I think like 30 members now, or 20 or 30 members, something like that. 230 or 220 or 230. But anyways, it's all cryptocurrency based. Everybody like shares their opinions, their charts, news. It's just a nice, friendly community to be a part of, especially if you have a question or you're new to trading. There's people that trade on all different exchanges. So I know sometimes people will ask about like how to trade or do something on an exchange, and you can get help there too. So it's just a nice area to be a part of. I've not had one bad incident on there. You know, I'll knock on wood and cross my fingers that it never happens, but the community is extremely friendly, and it's just something that I'm thankful to be a part of. And, you know, I invite anybody to join. Like I said, it's free. You can visit it on your desktop. You can visit on your mobile. It's just a nice area to be. You can find more about that at geometriccharts.com. That's my website. Just scroll to the bottom. I have my social media links, and then I have the Slack channel right there. Click on that, and you'll be sent right to Slack. You might have to download the app if you're on your mobile, but that's it. You know, I hope everybody has a great weekend, a great week as well coming into it. My next video will be Monday, tomorrow evening. And then other than that, I just hope you have a great day or a great night. I thank you for your time. I thank you to all the subscribers. If you've hung in here this long, I really thank you for that time, for the support that you're giving me. And, you know, I wish you the best. So that's it for today.